Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Merlin here. And today we're going to be taking an in around run and another stab at the Theros meta. This time, instead of using Is It Tempo, we're going to be igniting the ground and torching some monsters with Speed Burn. So, Speed Burn, it doesn't really require you to keep up with standard in the effect that normal decks would. Strategies evolve, certain cards fall in and out of favor, but speed burn pretty much always stays the same. In the immortal words of Jaya, ballard, when in doubt, release the biggest boom that you can. And that is basically the main concept behind speed burn. We have Scorch Spitters. They attack, not only is your opponent taking 1 point of damage from the attack, but also 1 point of damage from the effect of Scorch Spitter every time it attacks. Shocks to clear the way for Scorch Spitter or to deal some extra damage. Electrostatic Field to deal an extra point of damage to your opponent. Jaya's Greeting to torch a pesky monster and scry. Lava Coil to exile a pesky creature. Chandra, Acolyte of Flame to give us some extra monsters. Light Up the Stage to give us access to the top 2 cards of our deck, though it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if we don't play them by the end of our next turn, they go into exile. Precision Bolts to help eliminate even more pesky creatures or deal damage to my opponent. Risk Factor, either damage them or draw 3 cards. Skewer the Critics, more damage. Slaying Fire, it has the ability, if I spend 3 red mana to cast it, it deals 4 damage versus 3. And of course, Jaya, the Venerated Firemage. If a red source would deal damage to my opponent, it deals that much damage plus 1 more. And that goes for either player or the permanents they control. Electrodominance. It is a 2-fold card, so for the versatility. It deals X damage, which is X is the amount of mana I tap after the 2 initial cost. And then it deals that damage, and then I may cast a card from my hand with the converted mana cost X or less without paying that cost. So with that being said, and I run 3 Electrodominance. So let's take that. We're going to go home. We're going to switch out Is It Tempo. Grab some Speed Burn. And let's get into it. So as I said, Speed Burn was built around the premises of releasing the biggest boom you can. Now, the most I could ever hope to achieve with Electrodominance is 20 damage, and that's if I waited to cast it until I've played played all my mana. Alright, we're going to drop Mountain. We have Electrostatic Field, Electrodominance, Precision Bolt, Skewer the Critics. Drop that, drop that. We also drew into Slaying Fire, and of course, Jaya. Now, what I'd really like to see is my Chandra, or I'd like to see more mana. Now, I might be facing a burn deck. I'm not entirely sure. Yep, it's a burn. Oh, and you discarded Skewer the Critics? Are you insane? Okay, so we're going to try and get ahead. So we're going to deal a total of 5 damage. And that's just for the shits and the giggles. Okay, so I'm going to wait for some retaliation. I know there's going to be some. Come on, retaliate. You know you want to. Okay, a Phoenix works too. Though I'm not going to give that Phoenix a chance to sprout off. So we're going to Lava Coil. And then we're going to Skewer the Critics. And give me just a second here to adjust some things here. There's that. All right. Ooh.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands?
Okay, so she's gonna summon some little ones.
Don't worry, I brought company.
And we're gonna block one. I'm gonna take one and no Skewer the Critics. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna drop Electrostatic Field, and that helps me deal with Chandra, because now her creatures are just gonna run into my Electrostatic Fields. Unless, of course, he casts something like, you know, Lava Coil. But that's the best part about the way I've designed this deck, is it runs off from 3 mana. 3 mana is the peak for this deck. I mean, once I hit that peak, yes, granted, there are cards after that are kind of a little more expensive, like Electrodominance and Jaya. But other than that, once I hit that 3 mana curve, I'm set. Okay, so we're going to blast him to the face for 4 damage. I have 4 mana. I have Electrodominance. I could hit him for 2, but I'd rather wait, just due to the fact that I don't have anything for Electrodominance to free cast for me. And so far, he's only getting 1 hits. He should have, instead of wasting those shocks on my Electrostatic Field, he should have just nailed me, but so be it. Okay. So we have a Perforos. Other creatures you control have haste. Alright. We're going to drop Scorch Spitter. And we're going to end our turn. And I'm not going to be blocking her little ones. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, they're so cute.
And there's no point in blocking any of them, so just let them go through. And my turn. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. There's Jaya.
You're ready to face me? Here's how it's done.
And we're going to all-out attack for that coup de grace of 2 damage. Oh, yeah, and Jaya. So, yeah, that's game. Here I'm sitting here, it's like, I got 1 more turn to do this. Nope. Jaya finished it for me. And kudos to Jaya. Now, that went way better than it did last time. Last time, I got my ass handed to me 6 ways till Sunday. And like I said, that is the quintessential point of speed burn. I nail my opponent quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, that match was a little drawn out, but you know the old saying, iron sharpens iron. If you face another burn deck, it all comes down to luck of the draw and how you've got yourself set up. Now, initially, I was going to rely on Electrostatic Field to finish the job for me. I wasn't even thinking about Jaya's, just passive ability in combination with Scorch Spitter. Those two together make a pretty damn, booming ability. Because of this, it turned Scorch Spitter from dealing 2 damage to 4 damage. Now, there are other versions of the speed burn deck. Because, see, I started way back when there was actually it wasn't an expert deck. I think it was not a beginner. I think it was like in between. That was back when Magic the Gathering was releasing these decks, and they would release decks, um, one for a beginner, one for intermediate, and one for expert. Now the expert decks were, oh god, they were kick ass, but they were about $9.99, and back then that was pretty, you know, cough it up, Buttercup. And that deck was based around goblins. It had Goblin King. It had just all sorts of awesome goblins. It even had this elemental, and he would get a +1/+0 when he attacked, which was, nowadays that's like, oh yeah, but back then it's like, oh yeah, free pump. Well, he had a staff that you could get. It was an equipment spell. It wasn't exclusive to him, but it was, his staff. You could tell by the way it looked, and it showed him in the artwork on his card holding it. And this card would increase the damage he dealt, by, I think it gave the creature +2/+0. I might be paraphrasing here. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've had those two cards. Very long time. But with that being said, there are, like I said, multiple varieties of the Speedburn deck. There's a deck based on goblins, like you have Goblin Banneret. You could be using, let's see, Spewer. You could be using 10th Street Dodger. There's also, I think I have like one copy of. Okay, so apparently I don't have any copies of them. There's Krinko, the kind of like mob boss type guy. There's Goblin Crater Maker, Goblin Locksmith, Goblin Assailant, Bird Grabber, Gravelhide Goblin. There's you could combo all those cards with, where is it? Sure Strike. Give a target creature +3/+0, and it gains first strike. I mean, there's so many things you can do with goblins, but it's all about getting those cheap goblins. The 2 cost. I think there's even a 1 cost. Yeah, 10th Street Dodger. There's Goblin Banneret. It's all about getting those goblins, getting them out, and swinging. And if you really want to pump them up, use Icon of Ancestry. And then when it asks you to pick a creature type, go for the blanket. Go for Goblin. That way, all of your goblins get +1/+1. And then you can just boost them up with like Mentor and other such things. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. Thanks for the increased support as of, late. I've been getting, usually I average about a subscriber a day when I put in my videos. I want to thank you guys for the increased support and the extra likes on my videos. And let's keep that rolling, guys. If you like the videos I'm doing, hit the subscribe button below, along with the notification bell so you can stay current when I go live. Also, don't forget to hit like on the video. I'm going to start doing like I did with the last video, putting in 3 decks. If you guys would like to see one of those 3 decks, give me a shout out in the comment section below on which you would like to see done. I'm going to put a post copy of this deck into the description below so you guys kind of have a reference point on it. And if you guys can think of ways to improve the deck, or if you guys test out one of the other forms of Speedburn, like the Goblin, or if you take this for a test run and it works for you, let me know. I really want to know if it's working for you. That way I know the decks I'm producing are actually, working. And I'll see you guys on my next upload.